Okay, folks, we're back, and I'm going to show you this little device here now. I call this the in and out vise. As you can see, we'll zoom back just a little bit here, we're a little too close. And this device is a laboratory device. As you can see, it goes in all different directions, locks down pretty firmly once I got it tuned up. The jaws go out extremely wide, as you can see. Quite a ways. In fact, roll them out all the way. Put the old tape measure on it. And you got a almost a 5.5 inch opening here. My bench vise is only, what, 5 inches? My big bench vise over here, which we'll get to see in a moment. In this video, we're going to be using it. But it's totally like, you know, an articulating vise, bench vise. And I use it for everything. I mean, circuit boards, I do electronics work, I use circuit boards, I hold it with this. In fact, that's where I've used it the most, is holding circuit boards. You can also flip these around. You can unscrew these and flip these things around to get even more of an opening in them, which I done only once, but really haven't had a need to. But it closes tight. So you can hold a toothpick in it, or a damn alternator if you wanted to. But I use it for a gun vise. And the nice thing about it is I put this duct tape around the jaws here, and it allows me to use it as what I call an in and out vise. I just rotate the vise backwards, as you can see, and I grip the mag well. Get a better shot of it. Grip the mag well with it. See that? Unbelievable, huh? And it holds it. I mean, it'll hold the whole gun. I can put the complete gun on this, you know, barrel, everything, and it will hold it in place. Steady for me to work on it, put sights on the gun, whatever I'm trying to do. It'll hold it steady as a rock. What we're going to do next is we're going to do the drop-in trigger. That's the other thing cool about the magwell thing, is you're not gripping any part of the gun that you're going to use for any build, because the magwell never gets used except for, you know, putting in the magazine release, but still the device does not interfere with that. So it's worked out so well for me in using it for this. But next we're going to use the drop-in trigger. This is from, like I said, from Delta Team Tactical. This is their custom tactical trigger. It is, wow, what can I say? I have it in another gun, and it is totally awesome. You just drop it right in place, and you're going to see how easy that is. What you must use with them, and recommended by every one of the custom trigger people, is that you use these anti-walk pins, and they're basically just pins with hex head screws on each end of them that locks the pin in place where it will not walk out or move around like some pins do. All of these custom trigger people recommend that you use this. So we're going to follow their advice and use the anti-walk pins. Plus it looks cool. The little screws in there. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. They are small. Comes with hex wrench, as you can see, more tiny parts. This gun is full of tiny parts. Many people complain about that, you know. Oh, you know, the AK-47, you know, this and that and the other. Well, you know, the AK-47 is a stamped steel gun. I used to own one. Awesome weapon, have to admit. But they're heavy. The ammo is heavy, 7.62 millimeter. Heavy. I had no need for the gun, really, other than just having an AK-47 and say, look, I've got a underfolding Chinese 56 AK-47, which what it really was, a Chinese 56, it wasn't an AK-47. It's called an SKS, an AKS is what it was called. But it's commonly known as the Chinese 56 underfolder, which was their paratrooper gun. It was actually a shorter barrel. The gun was, it was like minimum length to make it a legal gun, believe it or not. It had an underfolded stock with the pistol grip on it, and once you folded that stock up, see, it was barely legal. You know, length, federal length laws on the barrel and gun length, it was barely legal. Anyway, you use these pins in the magazine. Let me flip it around like so. Here's your mounting holes right here. It's very simple. They put little stabbers on them that allows you to kind of put the pin through. It's really cool. Little guide pins, which I thought was really neat for them to do. These little guide pins that they put in here. It kind of turns into like a bullet. So you just take your trigger, and when they say drop in trigger, they're not kidding. That's just what it does. It just drops right on in, if I can get her in there. It's going to make a liar out of me. Hang on here. Let's see what I got obstructing myself here. Oops. Wrong way. Keep that tight. Keep that tight. Let's see what's going on here. Suppose to just drop right in. And, oh, I see what it is. The pin over here is shoved out on this side. Okay, we got to do a little modification here on the local vise here. We got a pin that's pushed out here on this side. Now, this is one of the things that you have to look for when you put in some of these custom devices. Is a little bit of slight misalignment. That misalignment, that little tiny bit, you can barely see it. It's like 1/2 millimeter sticking out. That will not clear. Ta-da! So, what we're going to do is, we're going to put this on the big vise over here, and we'll fix it, and we'll be right back. Okay, that little thing turned out to be less of an item than I thought it would. I thought about it afterwards, and I said, just pulled out a 3/8 inch extension, my rubber mallet, whacked it once good on this bench here, lined it right back up. Didn't even have to tap it hard. Now you can see she will now just drop right in, to place. And it looks cool too. There it is. Dropped right in. Then you take your little pin, your bullet-shaped pin that you put in, slide it into place, and this will help guide it through. Supposedly. I might have to come in through the other end. Let's try going to the other side, see what happens. Okay. There you go. See, there it is. It came through. So then you just move your little bullet piece off. Put your screw on. Because it will come all the way through the wall of the receiver. Getting that little screw started can be a pain. I might just want to put it on the end of this thing first and try it that way. It might work better. Oh, that might work better. Wow. Amazing how things work. This is what happens when you think ahead. There she goes. Spin it right on up. tighten her up a little bit. You may need 2 pins to do this. You don't really need to have them up there like super tight. It does come with 2 wrenches. It allows you to tighten up either end. But like I said, it doesn't need to. Some people recommend using Loctite on it. I don't know. Loctite's a double-edged sword. You might have to take it off one day, and then you'll run into trouble. So what I do is just take them in here, just tighten them up real snug. And like I said, they don't need to be because they will move. They should move around. Okay, they shouldn't be like locked in place, but they should move. You'll see here they're still moving. They should be tight but still moving. Okay, so don't lock them down so tight that they don't roll. They're supposed to roll. They're not supposed to be locked in tight. And we're going to do the other side now. Put our little guide bullet on. I have done it without them, but hey, what the heck? They offered it, I'm going to use it. Try to line up your hole. Wiggle her around a little bit. Okay, that one don't want to work. So what I do is I go around the other side then. That one don't want to work. I come around that side. And what seems to be the issue here, boy? Let's look through here. Let's see what we got. It's there. It's lined up. It's just being contrary. So when they're contrary like this, what I like to do is pull out the most reliable tool any mechanic better own, is the old rubber mallet. I've had this, don't ask me how long I've had it. You just take it and lightly tap it. Hear that? Lightly tap it. And as you can see, hold the camera back here down. She came through the other side right here. Can't really see that, can you, very well? If I turn it this way, oh, there you go. Now you can see it sticking out. See there? Tighten it down like that. Just remove it. Save it if you can. Take your tool, mount it on the Allen wrenches that come with it, and it will lock them in pretty good. Stick her right in the hole here, like so. Again, take your wrenches and just tighten them up snug where they're tight. They don't need to be, but they should still rotate freely. Tight, but rotate. Prendo? That's how it works. Now, the next item that we would have to put on in order to have the fire control group would be the safety selector, which I will hold off on. The trigger is now installed, but not usable. Without the fire control device on it, this trigger will not operate without the fire control thing pressing against the sear here, because that's what it is. The safety sear is right there, right where I'm pointing with my little fluorescent fingernail. That's where it is, and that pin needs to go, that selector needs to go through here for this thing to operate, and there's more parts and deep pin and spring that goes in the back here. And so I'm waiting to get some more things in. We're going to paint those parts next. I'm going to actually have a painting demonstration on parts, because I do paint the parts. Then we're going to put all the rest of the pieces on, and we'll have a complete lower here shortly. So we'll see you soon.